Hello, this is Firebreather238, and I'm back again doing a What If series for Deku. So, this one will be an interesting one because I'll be doing a What If Izuku had the powers of Kellogg, the Wolf Warrior. So, his quirk would be like a kind of transformation slash kind of antient kind of quirk. I say kind of like it'd be kind of like Naruto and Kurama's kind of thing. So I kind of feel the idea. So like it kind of like them. So basically, Izuku has somewhat like have control over Kellogg when it comes to like he has two forms of Kellogg. One is where he has the red version of Kellogg, where he has control over. He has that further control over Kellogg. While the other one, the purple, is himself. It's Kellogg. When he's in purple, Kellogg's the one in control, not Izuku. So we're gonna say that Izuku's quirk really manifested 2 years after he was misdiagnosed as quirkless. Bullied by everyone, Bakugo pretty much. Um, he was delivered, he was neglected by his mother. Um, like he has a sister pretty much there, so pretty much like he has a sister, his mother, his father abandoned him after Izuku's birth. So like Izuku's stepfather is unfortunately All Might. So unfortunately, um, yeah. So um, Izumi Midoriya has a quirk, which kind of like angers Izuku. So literally, Bakugo and Izumi and their friends were bullying Izuku at the park when Izuku, I mean, when Bakugo launched his blood at Deku's face and knocked him unconscious. Right at like a few seconds after that, his quirk manifested, with basically Kellogg, like the purple Kellogg, equipped himself onto Izuku and literally just like it pretty much just he get up and like stand for them with his sword and shield standing ready, and like Bakugo like to sharpen by this person just stood right. It's Izuku is getting back up and like with armor, a sword, and a shield, which BT responding, BT tries to blow him again, where Cal just blocks with another explosion, resulting in Kellogg blocking the explosion with the shield, and then blasting Bakugo with a blast from his sword. Izumi tried to pretty much try to stop Izuku, but she ended up pretty getting blocked with the sword and get stopped with the shield as well. And literally all started running. Is then literally instead of going back home, Izuku and Kellogg basically leaving start walking away, start walking towards the woods, with Izuku still unconscious. And once in the woods, there was an old cabin that was abandoned. So Kellogg went in there and Bridget just lay down to live, and then the arm just broke apart, really leaving Izuku like somewhat injured and knocked out. When Izuku does finally wake up, he is confused, like, where am I? What the hell am I doing here? That's when Kellogg talks to Izuku in his head, so he kind of like again, like Naruto and Kunma. So basically, Izuku like pretty much like Bakugo. I mean, keep saying Bakugo. Kellogg explained that I am Kellogg, the Wolf Warrior, and I am your quirk, or you're my host of my powers. So after that, Izumi wanted to go back, but he was also when Kellogg also explained that prayer he fought Bakugo and Izumi, or Izumi, yeah, Izumi. Basically, he's concerned that his mother will try to beat him because of the fact because he basically attacked, he basically fought back. So he ended up staying in the woods, pretty much. And Cal was pretty fine with it. Then for the past say 8 years, Izuku likes grown. Like he goes stronger. He's not cocky. He's prideful. Kind of like I would say like closer to identical to Kellogg's personality. And like he trained, trying to figure out how to work with Kellogg, trying to train. They also between the information that Zuko got from between what because he still analyzed hero, but also started to see like different like he sees like all like almost 99% of heroes were untrustworthy, not worthy of being heroes, and literally Kellogg's also said the same thing, and literally, but they had to so they got different reasons. So like instead of becoming a hero, Izuku becomes a vigilante instead. So and him and Kelloggg make a deal when it comes to combat. So like when Izuku is out fighting, like, he knows if he becomes the hero's villain. So he'll like this because Izuku will really have like himself fight villains using the red part of Kellogg's armor. So he'll fight villains and help people like that. But like in any villains, any hero that try to fight him, Kellogg will be the one to fight. So like if Kerry Woods and let's say Kerry Woods and Mount Lei kind of try to fight Izuku, Kellogg will be the one that had to fight. They have to fight Kellogg, and he will not. He will be pushed. He won't be a push around. Like he will literally start beating them anyway. And like he started being vigilante at the age of 10. Literally for the past 4 years, he's been for 10 to 14. He's been vigilante, and literally the most best one out there. Like he was also like he's also kind of like secretly like by the time they have his Stain was already pretty out there, like not out there, but like Izuku knows about Stain, but not entirely, and like he doesn't trust a lot of things, but he does trust vigilantes somewhat. So when it comes to Stain's case, he's somewhat neutral towards Stain. Then literally Izuku fought Izuku's like one of the few not like he's wanted but not wanted, like exactly like not like as wanted as all for one, but he's like one like somewhere in the middle. Like people not really people looking for him, and like his presence kind of brought fear to pretty much like to some heroes. Yeah, so then when he's like 14, he ended up according to Zuko, like no one knows that Zuko is Kellogg because his name as he used Kellogg as a name to pretty much as a vigilante name, and literally Izuku pretty much no one knows that, and no one's seen Zuko since he was 6, so no one knows what he looked like. So Zuko's free to walk around, no one wouldn't really care. So when Zuko started walking into the store to buy some stuff, since he also got at least enough money, he's doing jobs as well, but he's getting paid. It's like between his day job and then like a vigilante job. I know it's stupid between a 14-year-old with a day job, but oh well. By the time it happened, Izuku basically just walked past around the mall or the area where the Slytherin attacked Bakugo. By the time this happened, Izumi was the one who get attacked by the Slytherin, saved by All Might, etc. Basically, everything that happened to Izuku happened. Everything that happened to Izuku in canon happened to Izumi instead. It's beside the court thing. It's that like Izumi won't get one for all. Then pretty much when he sees the Slytherin attack, he just stands like a regular civilian. Like he's not gonna do it. He's just watching. And then when you see none of the pro heroes are moving at all, like they don't know what to do. And he sees that he can tell that the one who's the Slytherin catcher was Bakugo, but he didn't do anything. He just started walking away and literally not doing anything to help. We'll come to it. So he's somewhat like he's a vigilante, but he's not a full helpful vigilante. Damn it! Sorry, control it. Instead, Izuku basically just walk like Izuku walks away. Then when he hear like a gust of wind behind him, kind of like basically he knows that all Might saved Bakugo. Anyway, so Izuku pretty much. Izuku is Vigilante. He has someone with villainous side, so he does somewhat go villainous towards heroes and villains, depending on how much anger he gets, especially with Koragg. So Izuku, when Izuku left the area, he started walking toward the woods again, where he ended up pretty like basically stuff he bought. Basically just train more and more. Then pretty much he's strong. Like I'll say, Koragg probably strong, but not strong as Endeavor or All Might, or probably I would say probably close to All Might. He probably go close to pretty much somewhat taking out Endeavor and maybe go toe to toe with All Might. Like when it comes to Kellogg's case, he knows who's worthy of being a hero, who's not, and like he knows that like Kellogg's relief in like who's worthy of being a hero is kind of like staying with them, it's not crazy. So he knows that pretty like from Endeavor to below him are unworthy heroes, and they all care about the fame and fortune. All Might young, he believes that pretty much that he's the real hero, and he only pick fight more. He just fight to defend himself. Like kind of he fights to defend himself, and also kind of honors the fact that he's a warrior with honor, so he won't like fight dirty anyway. So, a couple months after that, Izuku like basically started like going Vigilante again. So like he during one of his patrols, he ended up running into a little girl with white hair and a horn thing out of her head. You already know who this is. Basically, Izuku basically looked down, basically asking if she's okay, everything. She tells her she is scared because she's shaking. She's like between trembling, shaking, everything, and he hears a male voice coming out the alley, and that's when Izuku looks up to see that a villain walking towards him, and it's obvious it's Overhaul. So, and Izuku looks towards him, and he wanted to strike because he could tell just from looking at Eri, he could tell he's been sparing on by this guy, by Overhaul, and he pretty much immediately he didn't transform into himself. He let Koragg be the one to take him on. So literally, he transformed into Koragg, like Koragg be the one that can control. So the whole time, Izuku Koragg would basically have someone advantage against Overhaul. But every time Overhaul tried to launch a barrage of spikes at at Koragg just blasts him away with his shield and slides him away with his sword. Now, I forgot to mention that Koragg also he has his Megazord mode as a battleizer, kind of like the Power Rangers anyway. So, but kind of that. So, he won't use it though. Not much, unless it's actually an emergency. So, basically, Overhaul gotta get close to his limits, while Koragg not really doing any limits since he doesn't have really a physical limit or a kind of stamina limit. So pretty much Koragg just finished off Overhaul by slicing his head off with using the sword to block the spike and then slice his head off. But then Izuku breaks off the armor and turns to Eri, picks her up and pretty care for her, then walks towards home with her, pretty much in the area without no heroes saw him. No one saw at all. Like no one knows what happened. No one saw him transform into Koragg, and it was a good thing. At least to him, it was a good thing. But there was one problem. A camera was someone saw a camera hover over the area where it happened, and the one who's in that camera happened to be belongs to Sir Night Eye, and he saw someone transform the Koragg, but he didn't see the face or see anything. And also, Izuku's hair is also dark. So basically, this picture you see about Izuku is the one he looked like right there, the whole time. So once I saw the video, saw Kellogg and someone transform the Kellogg, fight Overhaul, get the girl, and pretty much walk away, leaving a dead Overhaul. Now I sent the video the to the police to see that to the pro heroes and other pro heroes and also Principal Nezu, because he saw like that it was not a it was kind of like a teenager. I also forgot to mention that I'm changing that he's going to be 16 at the time, so he's 16, so he will pretty much be like in a teenager. So he like not I told him that he believed that not that Kellogg is a teenager, or at least Zuko the teenager, not is that Zuko himself. Pretty much after that, pretty much they all try to gather information, try to gather as much information they can able to get just from the video shot. And try to look for any matches to other characters in a match. They had a few of them, like one camera near the building where where the building where Zuko was told he couldn't become a hero by All Might in the canon, there where Bago got suffocated, was supposed to be suffocated by the Slid villain but saved by All Might, and another one where he right after his encounter with Overhaul, he saw him again literally at the at a another building, not a hospital, but he dropped Ariel up there and pretty just have her be there. I know it's a bad idea because one person like that anyway. So after that, they started actually trying to use facial recognition on numerous to kind of hard, like, but one did get like there's a 55%. They got 55% chance that this person could possibly be Izuku Midoriya, the child that disappeared 8 years ago, or no, 10 years ago. You kind of 16 now. And at the time, I forgot to mention this, that remember, All Might is Izumi's stepfather, or his father in this case, and Inko's also a pro hero too. So hearing that their long lost son is the Vigilante Kellogg, they're shocked by this. They also figure out what happened is that his quirk, the fact that his quirk manifested, shocked them, thinking like, how? Once this happened, the pretty much Principal Nezu tried to talk to All Might and Inko tried to figure out what happened, why Izuku became Vigilante instead of a hero like that. Became Vigilante instead of a pro. They just very much of what they know. They thought that he was quirkless, but once Izumi told them that Izuku's quirk manifested and transformed into a warrior with a sword and armor, they try to look for him and had no idea where he is. But they didn't recognize no one. The pro hero like is Ingo and pretty much the armor and Inko and All Might had no idea about what Izuku. Izumi only told him about the armor, not the actual color of Kellogg. So pretty much when after that, Izumi pretty much like Ingo and All Might kind of told them about most of everything. Try to look for him for a year. They end up giving up and just consider him dead. Then pretty much they didn't want to put Izuku's name put his name at the Vigilante yet, or put his real name as Kellogg, so they kind of kept it a secret. You all knew about this at the police commissioner and the pro heroes. So once they try to capture him to get him to turn to the hero side. Pretty much we're gonna then Of course, there was someone else who was also interested in Izuku and Kellogg. Basically, all from one. That apparently he heard that apparently Kellogg target heroes and villains because he targeted villains because of the fact because he's a somewhat hero in his race. But when it comes to Kellogg's case, he's tagging heroes because they're unworthy. And that's how. And somehow some people heard that apparently Kellogg say the pro heroes of this generation are totally unworthy. They're not even proper rivals to me. And pretty after that, Izuku, pretty much all from trying to do what he can to find Kellogg with little success until when Kurogiri and Shiraki had broke into US, and then like months later, Izuku and Shiraki attacked UA just to get information about the USJ. They ran into Kellogg, literally, or somewhat, when they were running back to get back to base, and Kellogg ended up pretty like someone wanted the Kellogg randomness. So like, well, no. When they were recruiting villains into to attack the USJ, to attack the heroes of training and All Might, Koragg and Izuku took the opportunity and pretty like they want to see if any of UA's veteran fighters are worthy enough to fight him, and so he went with the league. Like he's only somewhat as a kind of like a contract, but kind of like not entirely. So when the UAJ attack happens, all of them come on can except for Koragg when he jumps out of the portal with the other villains. So, Izuku and Kellogg basically took on most of Class 1A. Literally, when it comes to basically he fought Tokiyami and Koda first, then went towards where I know it's not entirely fat, but I would say he got to where Momo, Joro, and Quirk and Denki was, and took them on. Pretty much when Denki already took out some of the villains, he was less and so vulnerable. So he easily took down Denki with just a punch or the blunt of his shield, and then charged towards Momo and Joro. Well, basically, he took the two of them down easy. Well, he took Joro down easy, but hitting her with the shield again. But Momo's case, she ended up summoning sword of her own. Kind of like she covered the sword to Kellogg's sword and shield and used them again, but she can't use the power of the shield though. So she doesn't have a combat experience with swords and shields, so she was basically out of luck once the fight started with the sword and shield. Pretty much after that, as he defeated them, he ended up walking towards the war zone where Murata, Tsuyu, and Zumi was. So he pretty much waited until when after they got with the villains there and got to close to land, he was about to charge at them when All Might slams into the USJ with an angry frown on his face. Izuku turns towards him, turning towards him to see that him take down half, most of the Canon Fire villains that were there and rescue Izumi, Tsuyu, and Murata. Pretty much, Izuku then. Izuku just went right after All Might saved them. Izuku immediately tried to attack some of the students that were pretty much not prepared. The closest one, he tried to slash Murata, ended up pretty much being stopped by a block of ice, Todoroki's ice, pretty much stopping the attack and moving out of the way. once All Might saw Kellogg, his eye widened. Apparently, like that his son, or his stepson, was the one part of the villains. I'm gonna stop it here. Since it's gonna be a part one, I'm gonna do a part two, and it's gonna be a little more fun. Okay, see you around.